Okay guys, I am finally ready to do our first review video of the year. We're going to go over my 8th graders curriculum. I meant to do this about a quarter of the way into the year. We're actually now closer to like a third of the way into our year because I've been meaning to do this video for 2 or 3 weeks. So what we're going to do, if you are not familiar with what curriculum we are using for 8th grade, I will link the video. It'll be up here on the top somewhere or down in the description box. So you can go back and watch that to see all the books that we were going to go through, so you can watch that video to see all the books that we chose for this year. We are going to I'll do a brief overview of what the books are, and I'm going to flip the camera around here in just a second. I'm not putting my daughter on the video yet. I'm not really sure the whole privacy thing, how I want to handle that. So for now, you will hear her, but you will not see her. So I'm going to flip the camera around and you'll get a view of the books, and we'll just kind of do a flip through. And you'll hear us talking about it, and you'll get her point of view of things that she's liked or does not like so far, things that I've liked, and you'll get to see the books. So if you have any questions, let me know during the video. I'll be happy to answer those. I will be doing a 3rd grade review soon as I can. If you are new to my channel, hi, welcome. If you want to go back and look at the playlist that I've got a few things in my homeschool playlist. I'm new. This is a new channel. We are almost at 100 subscribers. As of the recording of this video, the last time I looked, I had 98 subscribers, so we're super close to 100. That is very exciting to me. If you would like to subscribe, that would be great. Like the video if this is something that is helpful for you. And if you watch it all the way to the end, maybe you could share it if you think it would be helpful for someone else. So yeah, we've got some homeschool stuff. I am a mom to 3. I have a 12-year-old, an 8-year-old, and an almost 1-year-old. We are super close to first birthday. It's crazy how fast this year has went by. So yeah, we homeschool. I work outside the home. My husband does most of the day-to-day stuff, so we kind of have a different point of view than the normal stay-at-home mom homeschooling situation. I do a lot of the planning, the curriculum choosing, but he is here doing most of the day-to-day. I do get to take my kids to work with me sometimes, so sometimes their homeschool is work school. So we have a very different point of view, I think, than, like I say, a lot of people do. And hopefully some of this will help you. You can go back and watch some of those other videos and I would appreciate it. So I'm going to go ahead and get the camera flipped around and we will start our review of the 8th grade curriculum. Okay, so in no particular order, we are going to go through math, language, history, science, and Bible. And we'll kind of show it to you and you'll get my opinion and my 12-year-old 8th grader's opinion. Megan, say hi.
Hi.
You'll get her opinion on this stuff too. So first we have laid out here is history. We are using Uncle Sam and You. This is by Knotgrass History. We really like this curriculum, or at least I like it. We'll find out if Megan likes it. We've used this, I think, is this our 3rd year? 2nd year? 3rd year? We've used this history since we came back into homeschooling after 2020. So this is, like I say, Uncle Sam and You. It's kind of like a junior high government economics type class or type curriculum. I like it because it is all laid out pretty simple. I mean, she knows what she's supposed to do every day, like the amount of lessons that she's supposed to do per week. It has, this one is a little bit different because it has, you do 4 lessons. It's meant for you to do it 5 days a week. We don't always do that. So it's meant for you to have 4 lessons, and then this one says choose an American holiday, and you go to the back of the book and there are holidays for you to learn about. December 7th, Pearl Harbor Remembrance Day, and then there's like little projects you can do. But I like that it is an all-in-one thing. You get to the end of a lesson, like here's the end of this lesson. I don't know if this was lesson 1 or 2, and it gives you the lesson activities that go along with the extra books. So I can tell her, you know, just do literature today and creative writing. Or like this year we have a separate Bible curriculum, so she's not doing the thinking biblically, or I don't think we do. We don't do the picture this or the creative writing all the time because she's doing a lot of writing in her language this year. So she'll just pick the 1 or 2 that she's supposed to do out of each of the lessons that are at the end of, out of each of the activities that are at the end of each of the lessons. So she can just, take her books, she reads the lessons, she does the activities along, that goes along with these books. This one does have, I think it has maybe one more extra book than some of the other curriculums do, but I really like it, and we're going to get Megan's opinion on this. She just walked away.
There's another book.
Yes, come on. There's actually one more book, the Citizen's Handbook. So every lesson, one of these activities, maybe not every lesson, but most all the lessons will have something for them to do in each of these books. So I really like that I have the option for her to do extra stuff with this, like literature, creative writing, vocabulary. We don't always use all of this, but I like that it's in there and it's kind of an all-in-one. You can actually use Knotgrass for more than one credit. So like when she gets into the high school and she's doing this, she'll get more than a history credit for doing her history, because she'll also get, we can do like a language credit, I think, for the creative writing, literature, vocabulary. And then one of them, I think you get like a geography credit. So I'll learn more about that when we get there, but I really like that it has so much in it. So Megan, what is your favorite thing about this? Do you like this curriculum?
Kind of. I like how it's set up with, like, I know what I'm supposed to do with every lesson.
Is there something you would like to change about it? Or something you wish was different that would like make it easier or funner?
I don't know what I would change about it. It seems kind of boring sometimes, but I do like how it's set up, and I know what I'm supposed to do.
Well, I don't think it's boring. Compared to a lot of she doesn't always look at all the other history that I look at. I think this, compared to a lot of other history curriculums, is the least boring. It has got a lot of detail. It's got a lot of pictures. So, I don't know. Maybe we would switch it up to see if she thinks this is still boring if we switch to something else. But I think we're going to keep this. And something else I love about this, you get these hardback books that you can use, again, for another student. And then all you have to reorder are the consumable ones that they write in. So when my second daughter gets to this, I'll be able to just purchase this book and this book, and that's it. So I'm going to have probably like maybe a $25, $30 cost versus a $150 cost. So that's all for that one. Let's move on to the next one. Alright, so we have Bible. This is Bob Jones University. We didn't even do a Bible curriculum last year, so I definitely wanted to have a curriculum for this year, but nothing too hard. I wanted it to kind of be fun. So she's actually 8th grade doing the 6th grade level, which I am totally fine with, because she is learning, she's reading, she's in the Bible every day, learning different things, some history type things, and then some more of like a devotional type thing. There's a lot of stuff in here that she's getting a lot of practice of looking up things and studying, getting Bible study, and I like it. I think she's getting a lot of reading done, and yeah, I like it. What do you like about it?
I like that it's not hard. Like it's not asking me questions that I would never know the answer to without spending an hour looking for them.
And that was what I wanted. I chose 2 levels down, because after I had flipped through the 7th and 8th grade level, it was going to be more of a harder study, I guess, if that makes sense. And I wanted it to be easier. I wanted her to learn it without getting aggravated. Is there anything you would like to change about this, or like that you would want to do different next year?
I don't think so.
So we'll probably keep up with this. We may do 7th grade level next year, or we may move up to the 8th grade, get 1 year behind instead of 2 years behind, or I don't know. If she goes through this really fast, some of her curriculum she's going through a lot faster than I thought she would. So if she goes through this really fast, we may go ahead to the 7th grade level before the end of the year and just move into that. This is laid out lesson by lesson, so she knows, let me see if you can see the bottom of this, lesson 59, so she knows where to stop. And we don't do the test for this. That was another thing with me wanting to do the easy route. All she has is this book. She does not have a test book or anything, because I am not taking the grades off of that. We're doing memory verses. We have not been that great at doing our memory verses, but we're going through John 3 and learning several of those verses. I think they've made it to like verse 10 or something now. So we're trying to learn most of the chapter 3. So along with that, I will be, I give them kind of a daily grade is what I'm going to be putting in their end of the year grade book or whatever you want to call it. And then they'll have a grade for their memory verses. But basically, I just wanted this to be easy and help her learn. So that is it for the Bible. And we are going to move on. Let's do science. This one was brand new to me. I had never done this. This is, let's see, I've said it was Memoria Press, but other people were calling it something else. I had a couple of people call it something else. Some kind of workbooks or I don't remember. But anyway, this is what we've got. Exploring the World of Biology. I wanted her to pick something that she was interested in. That was kind of like the Bible easy route. I wanted it to be something that was going to be kind of not so easy, but something that she would be interested in. So, Exploring the World of Biology, Memoria Press. She has already finished this book. I didn't expect her to go through it that fast. It was laid out pretty simple where, I mean, she definitely could have done it faster, but I wanted her to use this for the first half of the year, and then the other one that we're going to do that she hasn't started yet for the second half of the year, but she's already finished this, and we're about a third of the way through the year. But the way this is laid out, you've got each chapter. This was chapter 8, and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 pages of reading, and then you have the questions. So it was really easy. She could definitely do this in one day. She could have read all of this and done that in one day. But I had it spaced out to where she would read like 4 or 5 pages and then 4 or 5 pages and do the questions. And she had another book here. So after she would do that, she'd have 2 days of reading, 1 day of the questions, and then the supplemental questions. So it was a little bit extra questions and work to do. So where she would have to go back over that chapter. And I'll be using this as some of her grading too when I go back over here and actually record the grades, because I'm not that great at doing that. So it was pretty simple. She was interested in it. This kind of went from like fungus and microorganisms all the way up to the bigger animals.
The last chapter was myths and that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, that was pretty cool. It was, let me see what the actual name of it was. Frauds, hoaxes, and wishful thinkings. So it was like the fake animals and why they were fake and why they don't exist. Was unicorns in there?
No, it was like cavemen and fake fossils.
Ah.
Wasn't as fun as I thought it would be, but it was still cool.
So she still learned some stuff. So yeah, it covered basically, it was like, I mean, it's a small book, so it didn't go into great detail on all this stuff, but it did an overview of the world of biology. And she had the reader book, she had the supplemental question books. Oh, it wasn't just a reader book, so the questions were in here too. So if we were going to do this again, we'd have to buy it all over again for my other daughter. But I don't know if when she gets this grade, if this is what we'll do or not. And then this she wrote in, and we have the test key and the answer key for that. I wouldn't have to buy that again if we were going to do that again. So what did you like about this?
I liked... It was fun to go through and, how do I say it? Like the studying aspect of it was fun.
She likes making her own notes, so she would make her cute little notes here and
yeah, a lot of the
learn her vocabulary and all that.
The other subjects I can't really do that with, so that was fun.
She likes making her notes all cute. Oh, look at little Mr. Mushroom.
No, stop. It's a Miss Mushroom.
Miss Mushroom.
No, stop.
Look at little Miss Mushroom. Okay. Is there something that you didn't like about this that was aggravating?
There was nothing aggravating. I wish it was colored.
Yeah, I was going to say, I didn't like that it wasn't colored. Like, I thought when I ordered it, like, oh, this is really pretty cover, and then you open it and it's all black and white. Like, why couldn't they colored that? It would have been a little bit more interesting. All right, so that was science. We're going to go, we did Bible, history, science. Let's look at language. For language this year, I wanted her to get practice in writing because I didn't feel like she had gotten enough writing practice. We chose Writers in Residence. This was something, it's by Apologia. Brand new for me. I had never done Apologia. This was like super expensive, and I bought all of their workbooks I think in April of last year, so like we weren't done with last school year when I bought the stuff for this school year, and this was like 80 or 90% off at the time. So writers in residence, I was excited about this, and she's already into I believe the second section. So it was broken down to where she's going to do different types of writing. I'm trying to see if it had it where it had it wrote out. I haven't looked at this in a while. So it was like the first section was writing about herself. The second section, she's writing about like ancestors, doing family tree, but it's teaching the different ways to write, if that makes sense. Like the different points of view, how to use different, and she gets this, spotlights on Christian writers. So it gives an overview of these different authors, and you kind of learn a little bit more about them with each chapter. Okay, 6 traits of writing model. This is the things that she's learning. Ideas, the clear, focused, interesting, and well-developed message I have for my readers. So it's like, it's teaching you how to write, how to get your words across in writing. Sentence structure, organization, word choice. You know, she's not doing so much of the like noun, pronoun, adjectives, and diagramming sentences and all that, but she is getting a little bit of that because it's putting emphasis on what kind of words you use. Whether
it's showing how to use it instead of just memorizing what it is.
Right. So it'll give her a sample where she's supposed to, or not a sample, it'll give her a section where she's supposed to come up with like a bunch of adjectives, and then she's supposed to use those adjectives in her writing, and then it'll show her ways to improve it, and like how she could have used different adjectives, you know, things like that. The writing process, plan, draft, review, revise, like she's going through the whole process of writing a paper. And then this is how it was laid out, which I really like. It's meant for you to only do it 4 days a week. Day 1, 2, 3, 4, week 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. But if we have 5 days in the week, she goes ahead and moves on to the next one. So she just looks at this, and you can see how far she's gotten. She's got these marked off. We are to right here. We're in the middle of doing some interviews for her second section. So we kind of got her stalled right here. She's waiting on doing another interview about another ancestor. So yeah, it's pretty easy. She can just go through. It tells you her exactly where to go. She's supposed to do section 9.10 and checklist 9. And then for this one, she did the writer's question, and it was number 10.3. And the book is laid out like that. Let me find one of the numbers. So like this is 1.15, 1.14. Move on, 2.7. So she knows where she's supposed to go according to that checklist. 5.12. And like, it's just so easy. Like, she can do this completely by herself, and she knows exactly what to do. And she knows that she's just supposed to do one block each day, and I don't have to keep up with this. She can just do her block and move on, and she, you know, pretty well does her own planning. So far, I'm very happy with it. I think she's gotten a lot of experience in writing in different ways. What do you like about it?
I like how it's not making me memorize the definitions of stuff, and it's letting me use them in a way that's fun.
Yeah, I think she's had fun with this. And there's not tests like this. I just pulled up this one. This one hasn't been done yet. Versus a section 3 that she hasn't got to yet. So she pretty well grades herself. These checklists, it'll tell her what she was supposed to have done. When she finishes it, she checks it off, and then she gives herself a grade. You get over here, it tells you what points to give yourself. You know, 6 for exemplary in quality and effort, or a 1 for incomplete if she didn't know how to do it, or, you know, just didn't do it for whatever reason. So we go through and grade that, and that's how we are getting the grades for this. She kind of, and I like that she's grading herself with some of this.
In the very back, it's got bubbles that you fill in for some sort of reward on the website.
Oh yeah, we'll have to log back in for that. And it tells her, where's it at? You got it marked?
The back is a maze. I don't really know how to...
Yeah, it's kind of... Look how big this book is. It's a little bit aggravating to try to find some of the stuff. So she's got... You can see her little tabs that she's got marked here for some of the stuff that she goes to on a regular basis. But yeah, there's something in here, if I can find it, where you can go back... This glossary. Where you can log back in, and I think it might be like a certificate that you print out. Oh, there we go. As she finishes some of the stuff, it'll tell her to go through and mark off the bubbles, and when we get to a certain point, we log into the website, and I'm pretty sure it's like a certificate that I can print out with her name on it saying that she completed it. So that was kind of neat. We'll get to that closer to the end. You can see I think she's about on track for our time frame. We're about a quarter to a third of the way through our school year, and she's about a quarter of the way through her bubbles. Is there anything you wish was different about this?
I don't think so.
So we got the workbook and we have the answer key. I don't know. Depends on my second daughter, if we would use this again when she gets to this. This was just something that I thought Megan needed. So we'll see. We may use it again. We may not. So far, I really like it. And that was language. Let's move on to math. All right. So for math, we are doing teaching textbooks. And we use the tablet. This is my tablet. A lot of times Megan uses the computer, the desktop computer. But for the sake of this video, and when we get this in the middle of the screen, there it is. For the sake of this video, we are showing you on the tablet. My third grader uses the same teaching textbooks, and she likes to use the tablet instead of the desktop. So a lot of times she'll be working on the tablet while my other daughter, Megan, here is working on the desktop. So what I love about this is this keeps up with the grades. It is very, I'm going to go into one of the lessons, work on a lesson. I think I can open up one that she's already done. Have you already done this one?
No, it'll say complete.
Oh, okay, yeah. View the lesson. So this one.
Practice A. What is the place value of 7 in the number 380.567?
So it's got a teacher. You have a teacher explaining the lesson to you, and then it goes to the questions, and you get a second chance on the questions if you need it. It'll give you hints if you got it wrong. Oh, not ebook. I was trying to go to the grade book. It'll give you hints if you got it wrong.
This is kind of annoying. Like, just the stickers everywhere.
Yeah, I guess she's a little bit old for some of the fun stuff on here. My third grader loves it. She loves all the little stickers. View grade book. I don't know if it'll let me look. On the teacher portion, you can go into each lesson. Oh, there we go. So like lesson 1. You can view it, and it'll say it'll let me know if she viewed the hint, if she used her second chance, and that's something you can turn off and on, whether they get to have a second chance to get it right. And then if they got it wrong, both times they can go and view the solution, and it'll explain to them how they were supposed to have found the right answer. She made 100 on this one, and you go back into the grade book, and it shows me that she got a 100%, and her overall course average right now is 95%. I love that this just keeps up with all of it. We did have to stop, and as you can see, if you're confused, this says 7th grade. We had to go back because when we left from regular school in 2020, she was not where she needed to be. So we went back 2 grades, and we are catching up now. So she is working on 7th grade. Hopefully she will get into the 8th grade work before the end of this year, but we will get caught up by high school level. Let's see. I was going to go back and just kind of let you see that.
You could go to a new one and show them the lecture.
Oh, okay. Let's see. I'm probably going to have to edit a lot of this out. So here's a new lesson that she hasn't worked on yet.
Dividing decimals by 10, 100, 1,000, and on and on. In the last lesson, we learned to multiply decimals. The process was pretty similar.
You can fast forward it and rewind it and pause it and stuff.
Okay, so I don't know if you could hear that. Hopefully you could. I'll check when I edit my video. Okay, so I just like that it's an all-in-one. And what I was saying before is we went back because she needed some more review. We did the placement test, and I put her back 2 grade levels, and then we're getting caught up now. So now she's in 8th grade. She's working. She's about halfway through the 7th grade, and we'll get caught up. But something that I started noticing on her grade book, she was getting like 60s and 70%. So I was like, okay, we can't do this because it'll, even if she fails, she gets to go on to the next lesson. So, oh, you have a 92. How did that happen? No, we said 90. Okay, I forgot. She's been getting 95s and 100s here lately, but I was noticing she was not getting very good grades. She had like some 60s and 70s, so I was like, okay, we got to go back. And I had her go back. You can print out the lessons. So I had printed out the lessons that she needed to work on, and we got caught up. She had like 15 lessons through this. I think she was maybe to like lesson 45 or something at the time, and we had to go back about 15 lessons worth and have her go over the stuff that she missed, and then I had her go into the digitally after she worked on some of them on paper and go in here and redo the lessons and the quizzes that she had gotten anything lower than a 90. So now our rule is that if she gets below a 90, she has to go back, and I will, you have the option on the parent section to erase the lesson, or you can go into the individual lesson and you can erase the individual problems to where she has to go back and do them again. So that's what we've been doing to keep her average at a 95, because it was not that high until we slowed down. I was having her do 2 lessons a day. We slowed down to 1 lesson a day so that she wouldn't have such an overload. And I think it is working. She has not had to redo but maybe 2 lessons since we did that a couple weeks ago.
And you can have it on multiple devices.
Oh, yeah. So if we, for some reason, don't have the tablet, she can't work on the desktop, I can pull this up on my phone and she can work on it on my phone because it's an app that you download. This is the Teaching Textbooks 2.0, I think is what they call it.
I think it's 4.0.
4.0? I'll put a link to the Teaching Textbooks. I love this. My 3rd grader, like I say, is using it now, and she loves it, and it's working really well. Is there anything that you don't like about this?
The stickers are kind of annoying.
Okay, so she thinks that this is a little babyish, and it probably is. I think I can turn that off from the parent setting, so I may go in and do some...
Some of them aren't so bad, but then...
Okay, so I didn't realize that the video had cut off, but we were basically done. We went over Bible, science, history, math, and language. She is also doing a language, or a second language, and she's using what's it called?
Duolingo.
Duolingo, and it's an app on her phone. I gave her the choice of what she wanted to learn, and she is learning Navajo. We're probably not going to continue that. I think I'm going to make her do Spanish for her high school credits for her second language. But for right now, she's doing Navajo, and she's using that app on her phone. So she'll do like a lesson a day, or she'll do a certain amount of minutes per day. I didn't show you that because it's on her phone. I didn't even think about it. But it's, like I say, Duolingo. If I can put a link to that, or I'll just spell it out. I'll put it in the description box. And if you want a link, if I forget to put a link to any of this curriculum and you're interested in it, there is that other video that I had linked earlier, and it's linked in the description box, so you can go back and watch that, and it will definitely have the links to all this curriculum, or the names of it, because I'm pretty sure I put that in that one. So that is it. If you have any questions whatsoever about any of this, I will be happy to answer them. Just drop it in the comments. If this was helpful, please give me a like, and subscribe to the channel for more stuff like this. We'll be doing a 3rd grade review soon.